Hello, hello everyone, and welcome back!
Where the hell am I? I'd better have got frequent flyer miles for that flight.
I'll tell you where we are, another dystopian game environment. That's where we are. Hooray! At least I had Max Payne 2, which I played recently, which was a little different. I've heard people complain about Lara Croft in the old Tomb Raider games having no personality. I feel like Bayonetta has pretty much the same type of personality as that version of Lara did. I'm not sure how she was in the first reboot. I remember enjoying an LP I saw of Anniversary and one I saw of Legend. I still have not really seen much of Underworld. I think I did watch some of the cutscenes, but I've not seen the entirety of that game yet. And I'm really glad the guns worked there because I don't like jumping around doing a bunch of different attacks on these platforms. That big circle one is fine. But some of these places, the enemies are going to be really awkwardly placed. And you'll be able to tell by the way I fight them. Unfortunately, this version of Bayonetta so far just has that same personality, just that prim and proper British. Don't really show emotions, stiff upper lip, make a snarky comment. I hate you! Damn you, quick time events! I'll get it, don't worry. There we go. Look, I've got killing to do. You're bothering me. Geez, if I'm complaining about our character in this game, maybe I shouldn't play the second game. Although it's been fun playing this game so far. And as with last video, I re-recorded this section. Here's another one of those awkward moments where enemies are going to show up in an area that's really not conducive. She can go flying off the edge quite easily, and while you don't full-on die in this difficulty, she still takes damage. Trying really hard to not die, and I can't remember if this is where I almost die. The double jump saves me. Yeah, it is. Yeah, almost. I wouldn't have died, I just would have taken damage, but still, don't really want to do that. More rings. Always nice. I'm really liking this working from home business, though. I'm able to actually record commentary on my lunch break.
My lipstick.
Nothing. Damn. What the?
I've often seen a girl without lipstick, but lipstick without a girl? Most curious, isn't it, Cheshire? What's also most curious is how a child like you has kept afloat in this town.
The name is Luca! And don't you think it's a little strange to be worried about my well-being? Sure, the Festival of Resurrection is peak security. The thing only happens once every 500 years, can you blame them? Besides, when you look as good as I do, security isn't a problem. But a killer like you, on the other hand, I'm sure you found a way.
That little girl. I've seen her somewhere.
My dear, sweet child, she is the key to your future. To save yourself
don't go freaking out on me. We both know you came here for something. But what you don't know is the closer you get, the harder it's gonna be for you to get away from me and what you've done. You'll have to fess up to it all. I can't wait for you to get your hands on whatever it is you're after.
Let me guess, you want a cut? Well, if you're still alive by then, perhaps you can appeal to my generosity.
Still alive? You may be standing right in front of me, but you're definitely not living in reality. Which is a shame, because the truth is always going to be the truth. All I see when I look at you, the real you, is the truth. The truth is, you killed my father. I don't care who believes me. They can't project the truth. The truth will set me free from your black stain on my life. The truth will allow me to expose you to the world. Then, I'll have won. And I'll do it without stooping to your level. Because I'm not a heartless witch like you. Whoa, whoa! What are you gonna do? Kill me in plain sight? Go ahead. It would only prove everything I've said about you. Well, that and sadden the hearts of a number of young ladies. Claire, and Trish, and Sylvia, and Amy. Oh, you don't want to piss her off, let me tell you. Hell hath no fury. What the?
And out of a cutscene and into another battle. More enemies. So he mentioned Claire and Trish. That would be a reference to Resident Evil 2 and Devil May Cry 1. I don't know who Sylvia or Amy are, but I'm sure they're references to other games that Hideki Kamiya worked on. Can't you just let a girl walk around? Why you gotta be attacking her all the time? It ain't gotta be like that. I'm not sure how I feel about that cutscene. On one hand, the gender reversal roles just seem really odd. Where you have the woman being calm and collective and the man getting over emotional. That's not how that's supposed to work, actually. I'm sure there are women who will disagree with me on that, but it's the truth. Oh god. Another awkward fight. But on the other hand, so far I only think he somewhat gets too emotional. And at least he's showing emotion, unlike her. Which makes me like him more than her. So I'm not quite sure how to feel about that. And it's hard to really blame this game for going into the trope that the entertainment industry has been pushing on us over the last 30 years or so. Probably more like 40 or 45. And this is probably how they just learned to write. Just trying to make sure I don't fall off. I think that looks really cool. It's about to look even cooler. But yeah, I don't know about all that. I'd like Bayonetta to show some emotion. I'm not saying she has to be a crybaby or anything. I'm fine with not playing a whining main character. God knows I've already played enough of them. Nero. Which I finally remembered his name. I think I said that in a previous video that I've determined I really don't like that character. See what I mean? This looks really cool. I like this. So if you can see well, you can speed right through this and crash into a bunch of enemies and get rings for it. I can't see them, so I'm taking my time a little bit to shoot them, so that I can at least get some of them. Because I want my rings! I don't want to make this video a whole political message or anything, but how many times in sitcoms has the husband been this bumbling oaf and the wife is the one who has to be calm and cool and together? Total beta males. And more battles. That's all I'll say about that. I'm not going to dwell on that too long. This is not a political channel, even though I do occasionally mention some of how I feel about things. I just don't like that trope. That's all. This again. I can't actually even see what's happening right now during these sequences. These enemy intro sequences get a little tiresome for me. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that they introduce a lot of different enemy types. That is one issue I have with a lot of games, is lack of variety in enemies. Resident Evil 4, for example, is a game that people love for some reason, and you basically fight the same enemy types over and over again. Just cultists or villagers, basically. Pretty much all you fight, they're those bug things and the occasional boss, which they reuse the bosses too in that game. Not sure why people are so high on that game. I think if they look back on the game now and how it has not aged all that well. That was bloody. They might think a little bit differently, but they're blinded by nostalgia, and I am too about things, so I can't completely blame them for that. Give me all them rings. The best part about re-recording this is I'm just earning extra rings while I do this. I think there's actually something in there on your first go around, but I guess if once you pick it up, then it's not there the second time you go there. I think there's a file over here somewhere. I believe I did mention last video, yeah, I'm just not going to bother with files anymore. Trying to avoid this damn thing. It's not going well. Some sort of ghost snake, wind snake, something like that. I don't know. We'll fight it later. I don't like it. I'm looking for something that I missed the first time I played this. I think there's a magic upgrade item around here somewhere. I think that's what it is. Even though I don't know how to use magic yet. So that's awesome. I'll take it anyways, though. And that's what you get. Files. I'm not even going to read them now. I've already missed several. Well, that's actually one of the ones I was talking about a couple videos back that I missed. Technically now I've probably got all the files. And if somebody really wants me to show the files, I'll tell you what, after the LP is done, I will be happy to go back and make another video and just read off the files. Well, I won't read them, but I'll show them. I don't think anybody's going to want me to do that, though. This is the area where I feel like you can put a file and it works well enough. You're not in the midst of a high-octane combat situation where it ruins the pacing. You get a rare moment where it's actually quiet. And this is annoying. I'm going to go all the way up here just to have to go all the way back down in cutscene. Gotta love the spiral staircase, though. Big fan. Had one in Silent Hill 1, Onimusha 2, possibly 3. Pretty much all the God of War games, just about. At least 1 and 2 in Chains of Olympus. I know those 3 had them. I was hoping to stay up where I was and just shoot them, but oh well. We gotta go back up there anyways. I was hoping these things would just trigger when I walked in the room, thus saving me time. And I had a much easier time going through this area on my second go. It would have taken me a lot of editing, and I feel like the video would have been worse for it. I felt justified in just replaying the game. Plus, I get more rings to use. Which is always nice. Granted, I don't think I use anything that I've purchased so far, but still, nice to have. I'd like to start buying health and magic upgrades. I think they're available somewhere, but I don't know if you have to unlock them or what. I've not seen them in the shop. I'm trying to be careful here because when I first did this level, I died here for some reason. I'm not even sure why. That's why I'm just shooting them. It's another one of those situations where I wasn't sure if it was an awkward enemy placement like a couple we've had so far. There's another situation where you could have survived, dude, if you just hung back. I would have walked on and not cared. But I'll take the extra rings. Damn. There's a path right there, Bayonetta. Excellente! And now we got an annoying puzzle to do. It's not really much of a puzzle, but it's still annoying. Mainly because you don't have a lot of time to do it. That's the only annoying thing. Otherwise, it's not bad. It's the same stuff we've been doing already this game. Yeah, I do hunting for stuff. I know there are enemies, but they hadn't showed up yet, which I was really surprised by. I guess we have to check this in order to spawn them. I figured, I guess that's all we're fighting are angels. That's disappointing. I'd rather fight some demons. Kick their asses around a little bit. Every time this happens. At least they're dead. Always a fan of dead enemies. So with my complaints aside about Bayonetta's personality, I feel like Dante has personality whenever they actually let him do something in the Devil May Cry games. So we have a limited time there to pull that up, and then we gotta do this. And I already tried this once. And go through. So as you can see, it's basically what we've already done several times, just a little bit more annoying. I'm sure they're going to get worse. Speaking of annoying, this section. I can't see a damn thing on my TV screen when I do this. This part here, not so bad. I'm trying to watch out for this thing. Stuff like this, I can't see anything. It's really blurry on my TV screen. Somewhere to our left is going to be a platform you can jump on and pick up some sort of an unlockable. I'm not sure what it is. It might be a health upgrade. It might be a magic. I'm not sure. It's over there on that platform we're passing by now. I got it on my first run. I'm not sure if there would have been anything there. I think there's also a file, but I can't remember. This part here is really annoying. First time I played this mission, this killed me several times because I couldn't see anything. And I even died once this go around. I don't like it. This part here, not so bad, but that part where there was a lot of fog and everything, or what looks like fog to me, anyways. And I couldn't see anything, and I'm trying to avoid the thing. And avoid falling to my death. I believe this is going to be our first fight with this thing. I believe we're going to fight this thing a couple of times. Of course, it has to have an intro. They all get intros. I yawn at you, sir. That's unintentionally funny because of yawn. Resident Evil? Anybody? Resident Evil, everybody. Come on now. Come on now. Of course, there are plenty of times where I can't see if I'm hitting the enemy or not. Yeah, I'll say this for her, at least in this game. She doesn't do... I don't know what you'd call it, but something that really annoys me in Devil May Cry. They started it in 3, I think. I know they did it in 4 and 5. I can't remember if they did it in 3. Where they would say certain things whenever you pulled off certain moves. Nero was really bad at it. I think one of them was blast off. I forget what the other sayings were. I really did not like that. Oh. Great. Bayonetta. Great. You couldn't think of a better finishing line there? So again, I've said this before, but if you're enjoying my video, then here's what I want you to do. Find something every day to help yourself grow and improve. Like, if I could figure out how to jump without failing, that would be improvement on my end. Just take a little time and do it. Be learning something new. I don't want to harp on it too much, but I think way too many of us get stagnant. Damn. I know I do. And I am trying to make strides to improve myself. Damn it, I'm just not improving at this jumping. You'll feel better about yourself. My thing has been exercising more, and I definitely feel better about myself doing it. I just can't get lazy. And I am super lazy, so that's a problem. Oh, and I did make it the 3 weeks without drinking, so we're good. Gotta try for 4. Which sucks because I really want a good beer. Where you at, bitch? Where you at? In Bayonetta? No, I'm not gonna say it. Damn it. Okay, I had a comment that I was gonna say, but I had a particular goal in mind of not being a perv this LP. Because this game makes it too easy. I don't want to do it. And I almost fucked that up. I guess technically I did fuck it up last video once, but I'm going to try to have a little bit of dignity in class. If I can. I mean, after all, this is a highbrow channel, right? Only the smart people watch my videos. Yeah, whatever. Got a weird running sequence here. That little thing that popped up on the screen, I'm not sure if that's giving you the direction on where to go or what that is. I just jumped towards it anyways because I figured, fuck it, why not? I have a feeling this game is going to get really frustrating later on.
The only ones meddling are your hapless minions. This will be taken care of in the manner I see fit. Your assistance is not required. I suppose coming here has given you a second wind. Feeling better, Bayonetta?
Who are you? And don't you dare say my long-lost sister.
Sister, you've quite the active imagination. You and I once fought for the jewel upon the crown of the Umbra throne. And now that you've returned, my sleeping beauty, it is time to finish that fight. No time for daydreaming. All up again. But perhaps this can be to my advantage.
I think I thought I was still in a cutscene here at first, maybe not. Well, you can see what I was talking about a couple videos back, where they're wasting cutscene time on a fight scene when we gotta have a boss fight anyways. I would rather they had used the effort on that cutscene for some of the actual story cutscenes that don't have a proper cutscene, and you get that annoying film reel for. I complain a lot. I realize this. So far, this game has been fun, though. Annoying at times, but fun. And I'm really happy to not be playing a shooter. Granted, Galarian's Ash isn't really exactly a shooter. It was a little bit different as well, but it had many flaws, which I talked about in that game. But I'm glad to be playing something more Devil May Cry and less Resident Evil 4. Even though Extermination came out before Resident Evil 4.
What's the matter, sweetie? Afraid of something, are you?
Afraid? Me?
This is a waste of my time. You're still not ready.
Something that's annoying for me. Playing this a second time, I didn't get a tip on how to do that.
Oh my, that was bloody amazing.
Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time.